Hi everyone, it's March 19, 2008. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. And today I want to apologize to the Vermont Freedom to Marry organization. I was going to go on the Brattleboro bus up to Montpelier for the public hearing today on gay marriage. Should we allow it? What I was going to do, I was going to speak there, and unfortunately my ride from here to Bratt had a relative die, and the funeral's today, and I just can't get there. It's tough being me sometimes. I'm sorry. I've taken the last few days off. I've been preparing for this, getting ready, and then at the last minute, well, welcome to Schmuck World. Anyway, I'm going to do for everyone who sees this, and I do hope you pass it on, I'm going to read what I was going to read at the public hearing on gay marriage from 6 to 8:30 p.m. tonight at the Montpelier State House, the Vermont State House in Montpelier. And it's chapter 4 of my book, A Schmuck's Eye View. It's called On Gays. And I quote, "I guess sometimes my opinions come from being a schmuck all my life. It just seems ridiculous to me that some people would choose to be ridiculed, humiliated, hated, feared, and generally just not invited to the barbecue. So, okay, not my cup of tea either, but I don't guess any of us are doing ballet, you know? Gymnastics, maybe, but not ballet. So in our infinite wisdom, we tell people that not only are they not good enough to get married, but hey, you can't serve your country either. It's a don't ask, don't tell kind of world that doesn't allow the same rights and freedoms everyone else has. And just what is it we're so doggone worried about? Are we seriously worried a gay might turn out to be a war hero? You might have heard of a guy by the name of Alexander the Great. Conquered all the known world of his time, even expanded it a bit too. He went so far as to lead his armies into battle. He didn't just stay back away from the fight, a real man's man to be sure, but he tragically died 3 days after his boyfriend was killed in battle, his boy toy friend. And for those of you who say that's ancient history, would any of you elect a gay president? If you wouldn't, then it might be a bad time to let you know we've already had one. He was none other than President number 14, that illustrious man from Pennsylvania, James Buchanan, also known as the Bachelor President. I guess the statement about politics making strange bedfellows does have some merit. And for all those Bible-thumping, holier-than-thou types, here's a direct challenge. Can you show me in the U.S. Constitution where it says only heterosexuals get to be the ultimate in moving targets? By the way, that wasn't a slam against genuinely religious people, just one against the folks who use religion to promote their causes and put fear into the rest of us. The Bible, or specifically the New Testament, wasn't compiled until centuries after Christ was crucified, and it has been rewritten and translated how many times since? So could it just be a little possible that someone mortal and imperfect put some stuff in there just because he didn't like something, or in this case, someone? I say this because, well, call it a feeling. I'm thinking when you get to the pearly gates, they ain't going to want to know why you hated it, why you discriminated, just that you did. And all this, regardless of who here told you this was God's will. Nah, that couldn't happen, could it? So how come there's all kinds of theological texts written by saints and clerics that we aren't supposed to see? Nah, yet another profession wouldn't be keeping itself in shackles, would it? At the expense, financial and eternal, of the people who are supposed to be being helped? I guess it's just the schmuck in me, but I have to ask, what are you afraid of? There are countless numbers of folks, football players, basketball players, swimmers, cops, firemen, doctors, lawyers, and politicians, who are all just dandy, yet no gay couples and no gay soldiers need apply. How does that make sense? And all those claims about Alexander the Great and James Buchanan, they're all true to the letter. You see, it's the stuff they don't teach you in school that you really need to know. It's equally as important as the stuff they do teach you. Sometimes you have to wonder why they didn't teach it at all. Might be a few less problems if they did. Hey, I'm allowed to dream, and this is a schmuck. I just have to ask the questions. I'm hoping somebody some bodies. Pass it on to the Vermont state legislature, and please pass this on. I'm going to try. Pass it on to the Vermont Freedom to Marry, and heck, just pass it on. You know, if we don't get together, they're going to do us all individually. And a house divided cannot stand. I'm not the guy who said it, but I am damn sure a believer in it. We got to get together. So you have a little fun, a little different way. As long as you keep it to yourselves, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. And if your marriage gets affected because two people you don't know in a place you'll probably never be even for coffee, they get married, I submit you have a marriage of affliction, not a marriage of affection. I'm Dwight Schmuck. That'll be today's Schmuck Look. Peace, folks.